If you are 70 to 80 years old, you need to listen to this timeless wisdom. The lessons of time, reflections for living well in later years. The passage of time, a patient teacher. Have you ever felt like time moves faster with each passing year? Days blur into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly you find yourself standing at a crossroads, reflecting on all those fleeting moments that once seemed endless. But here's the secret. Time doesn't just take, it teaches. It holds the keys to wisdom, offering its greatest lessons only to those who are willing to pause and listen. Imagine having the chance to unlock the secrets that time has tucked away, the insights you wish you'd had earlier. The truth is, it's never too late to live with purpose, vitality, and joy. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey to discover how these later years can still be filled with incredible growth, health, and meaning. Are you ready to embrace the wisdom that's been waiting for you all along? Time can be a thief, yes, but it can also be a generous teacher, offering its gifts to those who dare to listen. Are you ready to take this journey and discover what these years can still offer? The silent culprits of aging. How habits shape our years. Aging often feels like something that simply happens to us, an inevitable march that no one can halt. And while it's true that the passage of years is beyond our control, what we frequently overlook is just how much influence we have over how we age. The choices we make daily, from what we eat to how we think, accumulate like drops of water, gradually shaping the landscape of our well-being. It is easy, especially when young, to dismiss small habits as inconsequential. The extra cup of coffee, the nights spent sacrificing sleep, the days without movement. Our bodies seem invincible, effortlessly bouncing back from our carelessness. But as the years roll on, these seemingly insignificant choices reveal their true nature. Each small decision can either fortify us or quietly hasten our decline. Reflect for a moment. When was the last time you examined your routine? Consider how the simplest aspects of your day, the way you wake, the things you consume, and even your thoughts, are either nourishing or depleting your spirit. Aging well is not an act of surrender, it is an exercise in stewardship. It is about reclaiming control, about consciously deciding to make choices that nourish rather than deplete. How do your habits serve you today? What might you change to shape a healthier future for yourself? Vitality within, the unseen impacts of daily choices. Health is often considered in the context of what we can see, our energy, our skin, our weight. Yet what matters most in the context of aging well is our internal vitality, the health that cannot always be seen or even felt in the immediate moment. The internal systems that keep us going, our hormones, our cardiovascular health, our immunity, they rely on us to nurture them with the choices we make every day. Consider the simple act of eating. What you choose for breakfast, lunch, and dinner can either nourish your cells or slowly degrade your body's ability to maintain balance. It can be as simple as the difference between cooking at home with fresh ingredients or reaching for processed convenience. Many of us, myself included, do not realize the true cost of these choices until something shifts. The gradual loss of energy, the quiet decline in our sense of vitality, these changes are our bodies whispering that they need care. Listening to these whispers, paying heed to the early signals, this is the essence of aging wisely. What whispers is your body giving you today? Are you pausing long enough to hear them? The body's gentle warnings, whispers before the shouts. In our bustling world, it's easy to ignore the subtle messages our bodies send us. We are constantly in motion, rushing through our days, managing countless responsibilities. Fatigue, restlessness, the gradual fading of our energy. These signals often feel like mere nuisances or things we dismiss as just part of getting older. I was guilty of this for years, shrugging off morning fatigue as just another element of aging. But the truth was more profound. My body was calling out for help, asking for care, demanding attention that I had been unwilling to give. When I began listening, truly listening, I discovered that I could restore what I thought had been permanently lost. Vitality, strength, a sense of well-being that I hadn't felt in years. The truth is, we often ignore our bodies until they shout, when the whispers turn into pain, dysfunction, or dis-ease. But what if we could hear those whispers sooner? What if, instead of brushing them aside, we honored them as the wise signals they are? Aging wisely begins with understanding that every small discomfort is not just a nuisance, but a message worth listening to. Choosing how to age, the power of daily decisions. The idea that aging well is reserved for the fortunate, those with good genetics or simply good luck, is a myth that denies the rest of us a powerful truth. Aging well is a choice, a daily practice that involves tending to our bodies, our minds, and our spirits as lovingly as one would tend a garden. Picture, if you will, a beautiful garden. Left to its own devices, it will inevitably become overgrown and wild. Even the most vibrant blooms will eventually fade if left unattended. And so it is with our bodies. Care, nurturing, and consistent attention are what sustain health over the long term. The small seeds you plant today, choosing water over soda, taking a walk instead of sitting another hour, nourishing your mind with thoughts of gratitude. These are the seeds that will determine whether you grow stronger or wither as time goes on. Ask yourself, how are you caring for your garden today? How can you nourish your body and spirit in a way that allows them to thrive, not just survive? Self-care beyond appearances, nurturing the internal. So often, when we think of self-care, we think of the surface, our skin, our weight, perhaps the clothes we wear. But true self-care is a practice that goes beyond the skin. It is about nurturing the internal systems of the body, the parts we cannot see but upon which our entire health relies. The choices you make today, the food you put into your body, the water you drink, the movement you allow, all influence not only how you feel today, but how you will age in the years to come. The hormones that sustain energy and mood, the organs that cleanse and renew, all depend on your decisions. When we neglect them, we may not notice the immediate impact, but time has a way of revealing our carelessness. Conversely, when we nourish them, when we give our bodies what they need, we create resilience. It's not always obvious, but over time, the body repays our kindness many times over. What are you doing to care for the deeper parts of yourself? Are you making choices that will support your vitality tomorrow? Or are you allowing habits to slowly wear away your foundation? Sexuality and aging. Breaking the myths. There is a powerful misconception that as we grow older, our need for intimacy and connection diminishes. Society often portrays sexuality as the realm of the young, a privilege of youth that fades away with time. But the truth is much different, much richer. Sexuality does not have an expiration date. It simply evolves, taking on new and deeper meanings as we age. Intimacy in later years often becomes less about performance or meeting external expectations, and more about connection, about understanding, bonding, and sharing something profoundly human with another. In these moments, age becomes irrelevant. What once may have been fraught with pressure and self-consciousness becomes instead a celebration of connection, a source of comfort, and an affirmation of life. The barriers that stand in the way, whether societal judgments or our own insecurities, are meant to be overcome. Aging offers a kind of freedom, a permission to let go of unrealistic ideals and instead embrace the fullness of who we are. How do you perceive intimacy now, at this stage in your life? Have you allowed outdated beliefs to limit your experience, or are you embracing this time with curiosity and openness? The benefits of embracing intimacy. Health beyond the physical. Maintaining intimacy as we age isn't just about physical pleasure, though that certainly has its place. It's about nurturing our overall well-being. The bonds formed through intimacy provide emotional security, reduce stress, and release powerful hormones like oxytocin and endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Studies have shown that those who maintain an active sex life often enjoy better mental health, a stronger immune system, and even lower risks of chronic diseases. Yet many people slowly distance themselves from this aspect of life, feeling it is no longer appropriate or assuming it will naturally fade away. But intimacy, in all its forms, is a vital part of who we are. Not just when we are young, but always. It's never too late to reclaim this part of your health. How are you nurturing connection in your life, be it physical, emotional, or spiritual? The journey of adaptation, welcoming change with grace. Aging is, in essence, a series of changes, some anticipated, some unexpected. But the secret to thriving lies not in resisting these changes, but in embracing them with grace. Just as we cannot hold back the tide, we cannot hold back time. What we can do, however, is choose how we respond to each new phase. The body will change. The strength and vigor of youth may evolve into something quieter, something subtler, but also something deeper. With age comes the gift of experience, the wisdom to understand that the pressures of youth, to look a certain way, to perform a certain way, are no longer as important. What matters now is connection, is joy, is understanding and acceptance. How are you adapting to these changes in your life? What new possibilities have these changes opened up for you? How can you embrace what is rather than mourn what was? Embracing self-care, a commitment to ourselves. The art of self-care is one that we often dismiss as indulgent or unnecessary, particularly as responsibilities accumulate and time seems scarce. But as we age, self-care becomes not only important, but essential, a sacred commitment to ourselves to nourish the body, mind, and spirit in meaningful ways. Self-care doesn't have to mean elaborate rituals. It can be as simple as allowing ourselves to rest when we are tired, to take a quiet walk in nature, to eat foods that give us life rather than take it away. It can be as simple as taking time to read a book, to meditate, or to simply sit in stillness and breathe. It is about acknowledging that we matter, that our well-being matters, and that we deserve to feel good, not just occasionally, but every day. What does self-care look like for you? Are there ways in which you could give yourself a little more attention, a little more love? Reconnecting with the body. Learning to listen again. In a world that often encourages us to live in our minds, to focus on work, tasks, and external achievements, we can easily become disconnected from our bodies. We forget how to listen, how to pay attention to the subtle cues that tell us what we need. Yet, as we age, reconnecting with our bodies becomes one of the most important gifts we can give ourselves. Your body is always speaking to you, always guiding you toward greater health if only you will listen. Have you taken the time to reconnect, to learn what your body needs, what it desires, what it craves for optimal health and well-being? When we listen, truly listen, we can begin to honor our bodies in ways that support us, not only in the present moment, but for years to come. Embracing the freedom of aging. Sexuality without pressure. There is freedom in aging, a freedom that comes from letting go of expectations, from others, from society, and from ourselves. This is especially true when it comes to intimacy and sexuality. The body changes as we age, and with it our needs and desires may also shift. But these changes do not signal an end, they signal an evolution. Without the pressures of youth, the pressure to perform, to look a certain way, to meet certain standards, intimacy becomes an opportunity for exploration. It becomes about connection, pleasure, and joy that transcends the purely physical. It is about finding what feels good now, about embracing the fullness of who we are today, without comparison to who we once were. How has your experience of intimacy evolved? Have you allowed yourself the freedom to explore without the weight of unrealistic expectations? It's never too late, the power of beginning. Again, one of the most powerful realizations we can have is that it is never too late. No matter how many years have passed, no matter what mistakes we may feel we've made, we always have the power to begin again, to make new choices, to adopt new habits, to create a healthier, more fulfilling life. I once believed that there was an invisible line, a point beyond which it would be too late for change. But I learned that this line is an illusion. Each day is a chance to begin anew, to take small steps that add up over time. And the best part is that these small changes, eating a little better, moving a little more, taking time to breathe, have an impact that far outweighs their simplicity. What change have you been contemplating but have yet to start? Let today be the day you take that first step. Remember, it's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making one small, intentional choice at a time, knowing that each choice is a step toward the future you desire. Daily choices, profound impacts. Transforming your future. Each decision we make today shapes the future we will experience. It is the small habits, the ones we often overlook, that hold the most transformative power. It is reaching for water instead of soda, choosing to move instead of sitting still, embracing gratitude instead of dwelling on regret. These seemingly small decisions determine whether we live with vitality or whether we succumb to decline. Think of each choice as a step along a path. Which path are you choosing today? Are you walking toward health, vibrancy, and well-being, or are you taking small steps away from it? Aging is not a process to fear, but a journey to embrace, made richer and more rewarding by the decisions we make every single day. The power of mindset. How thoughts shape our experience of aging. When we think of aging, we tend to focus on the physical, our bodies, our skin, our energy levels. But aging is just as much a mental and emotional process as it is a physical one. The way we think about aging, the attitude we bring to it, profoundly influences our experience. If we view aging as a decline, as a loss of vitality or relevance, that mindset will shape how we feel and how we live. But if we approach it with curiosity, with openness to new experiences and growth, we will find that this season of life can be one of the most rewarding. How do you view aging? Have you taken the time to reflect on how your beliefs are shaping your experience? Inviting change, the journey of self-care and acceptance. Self-care is not something that comes naturally to everyone. It's something that, for many of us, we have to learn, especially as we grow older. As our bodies change, as our responsibilities shift, it becomes more important than ever to take the time to nurture ourselves in ways that support both our physical and emotional well-being. Self-care doesn't mean pampering or indulgence. It means recognizing that we are deserving of care, deserving of attention, deserving of love. It means making choices that allow us to feel good, to live well, and to age with grace and strength. What does self-care look like for you? Are there areas of your life that could benefit from a little more attention, a little more compassion? Staying strong. Building habits for lifelong vitality. Strength as we age does not happen by accident. It requires care, intention, and effort. The body needs movement to stay strong. The mind needs stimulation to stay sharp. And the spirit needs connection to stay vibrant. What are you doing today to stay strong, physically, mentally, and emotionally? Have you built habits that support your strength, or are you allowing time to take its toll without resistance? It is never too late to start building strength. Every small action counts, and every step you take toward caring for yourself is an investment in your future well-being. Embracing sexuality, rediscovering intimacy beyond youth. Sexuality does not vanish with age, it transforms. It takes on new meanings, deeper connections, and a more profound sense of intimacy. Aging allows us to let go of the pressures that once constrained us and instead explore intimacy in ways that feel authentic and fulfilling to who we are now. How has your view of intimacy changed as you have grown older? Have you found new ways to connect, to experience pleasure, to embrace this part of your humanity without the expectations of youth holding you back? Adaptability, the key to aging. Gracefully. Life is change, and aging is one of the most profound changes we will experience. But rather than resisting, we can adapt, finding new ways to thrive, to live fully in each new chapter of our lives. Adapting to change does not mean giving up. It means growing, evolving, and continuing to find joy and purpose at every stage. How are you adapting to the changes in your life and body? What has helped you navigate this phase with grace and acceptance? A final thought: the power of beginning anew. No matter where you find yourself today, whether you feel vibrant or tired, hopeful or uncertain, remember that it is never too late. Every moment is an opportunity to begin again, to make choices that honor your body, nourish your spirit, and create a life filled with purpose and joy. What change have you been contemplating? Let today be the day you take that first step. A special invitation to continue your journey. If you've come this far, you are already on the path of transformation, seeking a life of fulfillment, health, and purpose. This is only the beginning, and I invite you to continue this journey. Take these thoughts and turn them into actions, one day at a time. There is beauty in every season of life, and your journey is far from over. Let's keep moving forward, one step, one choice, one day at a time.